Welcome back to another video by yours truly, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have an original Gacha Smack guide brought to you by the courtesy of Endfield sponsoring this video to ensure you guys can slay that dragon. I mean, use the dragon to slay your foes easily. In this video, we'll be going over how to play this beautiful character effectively, as well as how to build her best teams, rotations, strengths, weaknesses, and so much more. Overall, after watching this video, you'll have a profound understanding on how Fangyi functions, as well as her value. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Fangyi is a hyper-burst electric main DPS that can nuke down bosses and mobs during her ultimate transformation, which, by the way, has a whopping duration of 25 seconds. That's longer than most of you last in bed. Now, granted, this is a fixed timer as well, meaning casting abilities won't burn through that duration in any capacity. With the proper rotation in team, she can cast her battle skill, her full basic attack sequence, as well as her combo skill at least 5 times in total over the duration of her ultimate non-stop. That's more than enough rotations to send anybody to the Shadow Realm and, well, potentially retire Thor as the God of Thunder. The best thing about this character is her best in slot team literally does not require any other 6-star characters, making her an incredibly free-to-play asset to your account. Now I would like to go into her kit intricacies as well as the functionality of her performance overall. So when you're looking at all the damage on the screen with Fangyi, you're probably wondering to yourself, how the heck is she doing all that damage? That's what we're going to explain inside of all of these kit intricacies and the overall functionality to how it all works. Always consume electrification stacks with her battle skill. She and her battle skill is the only way you need to be consuming those electrification stacks. Why? Well, if you didn't know already, electrification in and of itself is a debuff that allows the target to receive more arts damage. But in addition to that, her battle skill compounds on top of that and gives her another multiplier for free for doing the exact same thing. If we come over here and we take a look at her battle skill, you'll see bonus damage multiplier per status level of electrification consumed. Status level essentially means the number of stacks of that debuff. So if you have 3 electrification stacks, that would be 3 times 9, giving her a free 27% damage bonus. Then inside of her ultimate, that is going to double. This compounding effect continues with her set bonus. The electrification stacks will give you more damage bonus up to 3 times per electrification stack consumed. And then if you were somebody to go for her signature weapon, which we will talk about later, it also gives you another damage bonus for consuming electrification stacks. So that's why I said the biggest, most important part of her kit is consuming electrification stacks. There's one more reason why you would want to do this as well, and that is her battle skill states that every time you consume electrification stacks, you create what's called a Sunder Blade, and you can create up to 3 Sunder Blades maximum at a time per battle skill casting. So that means if you were to have 4 electrification stacks on the enemy's head, you would still only create 3 Sunder Blades at a time. Now, what do these Sunder Blades even do? Well, every time you cast her battle skill, they will trigger an additional Thunder Strike per Sunder Blades you have summoned to the field, and you can summon up to 9 at a time. They also last for 36 whopping seconds. So you can see how important it is to have Sunder Blades out on the field. It quite literally bumps her battle skill casting damage up over 1,000%. Not to mention, her Sunder Blade will also restore ultimate energy, and her ultimate costs 240 energy. So getting that energy back is very important, especially in Umbral Monument, where you don't start off with all ultimates up. The last thing I want to mention is the final casting of her Thunder Strike will deal 6 times the damage. There's one final thing that summoning Sunder Blades does, and it's in correlation to her talent. Her talent gives you a 9% chance to gain immunity against damage taken. Pretty low chance. However, when you have Sunder Blades out on the field, it can go up to an 18% chance to have immunity to damage taken. And then if that triggers, she also even heals herself. Next up, we have her combo skill, which is actually pretty important and has some nuance to it. First of all, its condition is almost the same as Perlica's, with just one little baby extra step. Upon casting the final strike, they have to have electric infliction on their head. If they do, you can trigger the combo skill of Fangyi. Now below, her combo skill can actually do one of 2 different things depending on how you use it in the rotation. First up, if you cast her combo skill and there's electric infliction stacks on the enemy's head, she'll consume them and turn them into electrification stacks. Then she'll get energy back based on the infliction stacks consumed. I believe this to be incredibly valuable in Umbral Monument, where her ult is down and she has 240 energy to even get it up. This is the option you want to do to fill it up as fast as possible. But in other modes, like when you're doing boss fights and such, and the ults start off full, it's better to do the second option in your rotation, meaning Perlica or Arclight have already consumed those infliction stacks and created electrification stacks. So now you cast Fangyi's combo skill, and it just adds one more electrification stack on top of them. This allows Fangyi to always achieve at least 3 or 4 electrification stacks, maximizing the damage of her battle skill while also ensuring she's creating 3 Sunder Blades out on the field per battle skill casting. Yo, this is a quick edit in regards to her combo skill. It actually is more broken than I thought it was. I said that you can go two different ways with it, where you consume the electric infliction stacks with Fangyi, which gives her more energy. And then the second option is she just turns the current electrification into a stack higher. Well, it turns out it's just a 2-for-1 special. I've already tested this a number of times. Even if Perlica is the one converting the electric infliction stacks into electrification, Fangyi will still actually get that ultimate energy back. So it's just a 2-for-1 special. It's actually better than I thought it was. Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, we finally made it to her incredibly broken ultimate perks. Let's try and go through each and every one of them. First and foremost, her battle skill, her basic attack sequence, and her combo skill all go up in performance. Higher multipliers, basic attack sequence is infinitely shorter, allowing you to get through rotations faster, and her combo skill, which has a duration cooldown of 17 seconds, gets reduced and divided by 4. So now you have a 4-second roughly cooldown for her combo skill, which enables you to do battle skill, full basic attack sequence into combo skill over and over and over again, and it becomes a reoccurring loop. She pumps out so much damage with that loop, it's unreal. But in addition to this, her SP consumption on the first casting of her battle skill is null and void. It doesn't cost anything, it's free 99. But in addition to that, she can create 3 Sunder Blades regardless of electrification stacks on that first battle skill casting as well, which means if you've done a pretty good job setting up things, you'll have 9 Sunder Blade stacks out on the field in no time. And the last thing that's actually important to mention is she's not just a boss shredder. Her AoE expands inside of her ultimate as well on her combo skill and her battle skill, making her pretty much a one-size-fits-all character. This is actually a perfect time to mention her talent, Force of Nature. It grants herself an electric amplification buff that resets every time she casts her battle skill. Since you're constantly casting it inside of her ultimate with that rotation, you pretty much have a perma 36% multiplicative electric bonus given to Fangyi. In terms of how to build Fangyi effectively, of course, we have the brand new Xiran Flow gear pack, which is tailor-made for her. It's going to give her the perfect stats to ensure she's doing optimal damage. It stacks with electrification and all that jazz, but it does only have 3 pieces. So that final offset piece, I'm going to recommend the Link Slab. That's because although her battle skill does the most damage in her kit, it's not the only thing she's doing inside of her ult. Remember, she's going through her battle skill into her full basic attack sequence into her combo skill. All 3 of those damage dealing factors do play a role, and so main attribute increasing all of those and not just the battle skill is going to be the optimal form of the offset piece. That said, if you wanted to go for some ultimate gain energy efficiency, you could do that because she does start for ultimate gain. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about some alternative options because let's face it, guys, not all of us are going to have access to this set immediately. You'll have to set up your factory, get through the story and all that jazz. So what are some other alternative options you can put on her immediately? Believe it or not, the Eternal Xiranite gear pack is a great alternative, although the damage drop off is quite massive. It's like a 40% drop off. The thing is, she only gets to cast her ult 1 time with her best in slot set. Whereas with the Eternal Xiranite, due to all the ultimate gain efficiency it has, she can cast her ult 2 times or 3 times, depending on how long the battle lasts, which will enable her to go into that ultimate much more frequently, giving you a much more of a comfort when you're playing this character. That said, it is going to be a weaker option, but it will offset that weakness by allowing you to cast her ult more frequently. I recommend going for 2 of this particular kit piece, where you get will and intellect, her main stats, plus the ultimate gain efficiency, and 1 glove, which is intellect and will. And then for that final offset piece, you can come up here to the bone crushing armor set, or will and agility for some more ultimate gain efficiency. Again, this is a solid alternative until you get the brand new Xiran Flow set. The Bone Crusher set in and of itself would also be another alternative, as its kit piece gives both will and intellect with battle skill damage bonus. You can keep the chest piece, and then for the final off piece, which would be the hand, you could go with the Eternal Xiranite gloves for ultimate gain efficiency. The cool thing about the Bone Crushing set is she can cast her combo skill rapidly inside of her ultimate, so she'll get that 60% stacking damage bonus towards her battle skill pretty easily with this set bonus. Now, in terms of weapon recommendations, what I love about Arknights Endfield, especially for their main DPS, it's straightforward. You either go for the signature weapon or you go for the completely free battle pass option that they supply you, and this is going to be Flickers in the Mist for Fangyi. The terms of damage drop off at R0, the battle pass option is going to be 20 to 25% weaker, and at R5 it'll be 10 to 15% weaker in comparison to her signature weapon. So if you don't have it in you to go for the signature weapon, you can choose the battle pass R0 for free, or if you're a battle pass purchaser, you can get that R5 pretty quickly, honestly, and have a 10 to 15% damage drop off. But those are the two weapon recommendations. Now it's time to talk about Fangyi's best team recommendations. The team I'm going to be pushing hard for is going to be Antle, Perlica, and ARCLIGHT. In my findings, this team has been incredible in all facets. But there are some alternatives. For example, ARCLIGHT can be substituted out for Alesh. Maybe you have him developed and you don't have ARCLIGHT, or you just don't like her kit for whatever reason. You could use Alesh. They kind of fulfill the same role. You can also substitute ARCLIGHT out for either a Gilberta or an Ardelia. Gilberta is going to be a bit better because of that ridiculous damage bonus she gives with her ultimate, although it's a short window, so you got to make good use out of it and make sure you're using it in conjunction with Fangyi's battle skill being casted twice as soon as she goes into that ult. So those are other two options right there. And then, of course, you can also make her work too in placement of ARCLIGHT. I found her doing a little bit less in terms of performance because she kind of wants to use her battle skill a lot, and that clashes with our girl Fangyi. But she did work. It was actually kind of fun. That said, this is the team I'm going to recommend. Let's talk about their roles and how they make Fangyi pop off. Starting off with Antle, his battle skill is insane. He applies focus, which lasts for a whole entire minute. And while this is on the enemy, they have electric susceptibility of 10%. That's a debuff, multiplicative again, very powerful. And then in conjunction with that, when you pop his ult, he gives 20% electric amplification, more damage bonus to the girl who's already given herself insane amounts of damage bonus. And that lasts for 12 seconds. Then you've got his combo skill, which just applies an additional electric infliction, making it easy to stack electrification when you pair that up with somebody like Perlica. And he can also heal. So this guy does it all. And then you slap him with a freaking internal Xiranite set, giving damage bonus to the entire team on top of this. I also recommend Detonation as his weapon because he's going to apply that second electric infliction after Perlica, which will then trigger electric burst. And that'll activate this debuff down here from the detonation weapon that allows the enemy to take even more arts damage. This guy puts so much work in, it's actually insane. Next up is Perlica, which Perlica's weapon is going to be the thing that's giving damage bonus. And since she triggers electrification with her combo skill, it's an easy fulfillment for a condition. For her set, I like going for this set where it reduces combo skill reduction because you do want her applying electrification more often than not. So that helps a lot. But she also does a little bit of damage on the side as well. Again, it ain't going to do anything crazy, but it does end up, putting in some work over time when you consider adding up all that DPS. But the real MVP of this team is going to be ARCLIGHT. My God, this woman synergizes so well with Fangyi. Literally just her combo skill. Her combo skill has a 3-second cooldown. Every time you cast it, she recovers SP for Fangyi. And guess what? Because Fangyi's combo skill is constantly being casted throughout her rotation and her ult, she just keeps spamming and giving her SP back. This is why you're able to loop the entire combo of Fangyi's battle skill into basic attack sequence into that combo skill. Boom, 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 boom. It's because she keeps feeding SP over to her. So this is a massive staple in the team because of the SP funneling. But in addition to that, her ultimate can also apply electrification, which allows her to synergize with her combo skill. There's ways there's little combos you can do where you get up to 4 electrification stacks, thanks to this girl also applying an electric infliction with her ultimate. She also synergizes with my GOAT, the Thermite Cutter. That gives a nice little attack percent bonus when you recover SP. So this works well on her. You might have been thinking, oh, what if I put her signature weapon on her? You can for more damage, but like I said, the bulk of your team's damage is going to be coming from Fangyi. So you could do this, but I think Thermite Cutter would be the better option from a supportive role. Once again, her set is going to be Frontier set. It's going to reduce her combo skill cooldown. Not that it really needs it. But then after the wearer skill recovers SP, which she does with her combo skill, you give the whole team 16% damage bonus. And because she casts it so frequently, this is pretty much a perma 16% damage bonus given to the team. Absolute insane character. And you want to know the good news? You don't need a single dupe from this girl. Not a single one. All of this is like her battle skill, which you're never going to cast on this team. You want to save all battle skill castings for Fangyi. So you're never going to cast her battle skill. Perlica is the only other one you'll use for Electric Infliction. Everything else, it's like you don't really care about. This is the only one that kind of matters, but not really. Even her S6 just affects a talent that is pertinent to casting her battle skill. So you literally need 0 copies of Arclight to make this girl pop off on this team. Before we head straight into team rotations and how that works, it's also important to take note that Fangyi is one of those characters that once you pop her ultimate, it's only one time it should ever be casted because she does that much damage. It lasts for 25 seconds, and it's also very expensive to get back up again. So it's important to set up that rotation to the point where once you go into that ult, the enemy's dead after you finish the ult, if you even finish the ult before they die. With that in mind, it's important to build up her Sunder Blades and summon them out to the field so that once you do go inside of her ult, you can just cast that battle skill and all of the Sunder Blades start ticking on the enemy, in addition to for that massive 1000% plus multiplier. I think it's like 1100%. So one of the things we can do here is prior to ulting with her, this rotation will essentially create 3 electric infliction stacks while converting them into 3 electrification stacks, allowing Fangyi to then consume all 3 stacks and create 3 Sunder Blades on the field, setting her up nicely for that first rotation. Now, there is one important thing to take note here, and that is electrification can override electrification. This is very important because you can actually scuff your stacks with Perlica's combo skill if not timed correctly. You want to ensure that Perlica's combo skill actually triggers before Fangyi's combo skill. Now, the problem here is Fangyi's combo skill is always going to pop up before Perlica's. It's just the way the chain order works. And so the way you can do this is just you make sure to spam the living crap out of Perlica's combo skill with no downtime in between casting Fangyi's combo skill, and she typically performs hers faster than Fangyi. Although I will say there's been times and instances where somehow Fangyi beat her to the punch, and then she just, Perlica's electrification forcibly applied, just devoured my 3 stacks, which was a real L during the rotation. But yeah, the rotation will typically go according to plan so long as you're spamming Perlica's combo skill right after Fangyi's. She should beat her to the punch, and then you'll be able to cast Fangyi's battle skill to consume all 3 electrification stacks. If you find this to be too troublesome, you can also start the battle off by preemptively loading up the basic attack of Fangyi, and soon as the boss spawns in, you do that final strike, immediately apply Perlica's electrification, and then now you don't have to worry about it overriding once the combo skill of Fangyi is triggered. This is also a good alternative. Once you complete the first rotation, you actually have a little bit of downtime because your SP is not the highest at this particular point, and so it's cool to run through like 2 basic attack sequences with Fangyi just to get a little bit more SP back while also setting up your second round of Sunder Blades. You also have the option of going straight into her ultimate right here if the opportunity presents itself. It won't really be that big of a deal, but ideally you kind of want to go into her ultimate with 6 Sunder Blades already out on the field. That way, once she casts that first battle skill inside of her ult, she'll have 9 on the field, and the rest of the rotations will be doing maximized battle skill damage. Speaking of which, when you're inside of her ultimate, this is where it just becomes like smooth as butter. All you're doing is Fangyi's battle skill while going straight into her 3-piece basic attack sequence inside of her ult, into the combo skill, and then Arclight's combo skill is going to pop up right after Fangyi connects with her combo skill, and you're going to repeat that over and over again. Fangyi battle skill, basic attack sequence, combo skill into Arclight combo skill, repeat over and over, and Fangyi's ultimate lasting 25 seconds is going to enable you to at least get 5 solid rotations out of this for an absurd amount of damage. To be honest, it's looking like Fangyi's probably going to be the strongest pound for pound DPS in the entirety of the game, but she doesn't come without her flaws or weaknesses. If you guys were curious as to what I experienced with her in terms of like weak points or shortcomings, I would just say when you go into the Umbral Monument and her ult isn't automatically filled up, that's where you're going to see her weakness, because it takes a long time to fill her ultimate up, and you're using her best in slot set, which is the Xiran Flow set, and it doesn't really have any ultimate gains. So I'm actually thinking in the Umbral Monument, you might want to consider doing the Xiranite gear set, because there were some moments where I felt like her ult was not just going to come up anytime soon. But when I put on that set and gave her all of that ultimate gain efficiency, she was actually getting her ult up and putting in some real work. So I think that's going to be a shortcoming of hers in the Umbral Monument. And in addition to that, any other Umbral Monument stages where it's a bunch of ads out there on the field, once again, her ult's not up, so she can't really do much. It's better to have a AoE, a replacement in the party, like take out Arclight for an example and put in Avuena, and then you'll be able to fulfill that AoE downtime to fill up Fangyi's ultimate. And then when she ults, you start popping off and you see the magic go, do its thing. But other than that, you could also always run your AoE savvy teams, right? If you have a Gilberta team set up, then you can just not use your Fangyi in those scenarios and instead use your AoE savvy teams. I just wanted to point out some of the problems I feel like I kind of came across when I was experimenting with her outside of just completely decimating bosses, because she is a boss shredder, no doubt about it. Hopefully this brought you some valuable insight that you can take with you on your 1.2 infill journey with Fangyi. She is a fantastic DPS. That's going to wrap up this video. Huge shout out to the Infield team for sponsoring this video and enabling me to bring it to your awareness. Peace, love, and happiness, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.